Hey guys, back here at this autumn run trim install lot 36, and we're going to be working on the stairs a little bit more today, doing the return treads, and had a couple of questions on this, so I'm going to do a little walkthrough on how I do that.
So this may be a little bit elementary for some of you that already do stairs or are a little bit more knowledgeable about it, but I figured I'd go over it anyway. This right here, this run is at 10 inches. The maximum overhang for a tread is 1.25 inches, so that means that it would need to be 11. What I do is, in preparation for doing stairs, I take all the treads and rip them down to that 11.25 with a 5-degree back bevel on the back of the tread. So one of the reasons that you do the back bevel on here is so that if this riser here has any lean to it, one way or the other, this will help close that gap and make a really nice tight seal. So when you run these treads through the table saw, you obviously have to take off the return piece to run it through. This part is where people differ in their opinion. Some people like to put it back on and then make a scribe block here that's the same size as another one down there. But I generally don't put these on till the end, but that's just me. This method works best for me. I think I can get the zeroed in a little bit better for myself personally. So that method is up to you guys. So anyway, put it on here. Push it all the way over. See, this doesn't fit against this skirt because nothing is ever 90 degrees or 0 degrees. Anyway, take this, a straight edge of some sort, put it on there to get your scribe line, and then mark that line with the other reasons people like to use a scribe block here, the same size as down there, like I was talking about before, is that essentially you should mark it once and then cut it, and it should be right. My problem is my miter saw never cuts directly on that line the very first time, and I have to do a little bit of adjusting. A couple of tweaks on the saw and adjusting my angle. Pretty happy with that now. So what I'm gonna do is measure from here to here, and then pull that same measurement from this outside edge back. Now I got this thing cut to length. Right there. What I'll do now is slide it out just a little bit. Mark my stringer. And I use a tread template that has a pre-measured distance for all of my screw hole locations. Mark 3, one in the back, middle, and then one that will land screw hole. I use a 1/8 bit. And I'll put it on there, and I'll go at a slight angle, so that way when the screw goes through, it will pull it tight to the riser. So because I'm an OCD, I like to use a sander and sand off my pencil lines before attaching the tread. Do is take a construction adhesive and put on the stringers across the riser, anything that the tread will actually touch going down, and then I put wood glue on the back of the tread and along the side of the tread. Gently resting this thing in here and pushing it back. Get that little squeeze out on the back and on the side. So I've got a good seal. Next I'll put the screws in to attach the tread. Screws are in. One of the things I do is I don't seat these on the end all the way, because I found that when I go to set balusters, sometimes they're in the way. So I have to back them back out in order to drill my holes, and then I'll reset those screws. Information I found is that when I'm setting the original riser, I tack it on each end but leave it loose in the center. And this piece of the stringer is usually set back a little bit, and if not back, it allows you to have a little flexibility on this riser. So what you can do then is wedge a shim in there to push this thing all the way up against this and really create a really nice tight seal. Next thing I'll do is put a couple of screws in a Craig jig screw, because it has a nice head to it, and really pulls that riser into the tread really well. Take my nail gun and pop a few into that center. Get that all set. Not least, I'll take a putty knife. After that glue has started to set up a little bit, it becomes a little bit of a like gel. And I'll scrape off what I can for the finishers. You just repeat this process for the rest of the treads. Cut, glue, screw, and you're good to go. And again, like I said, this is just my method, what works for me. There's tons of other ways to do it, and a lot of other. If you're wondering about this 1/2 inch that's missing here, a 1/2 inch block, the framers didn't take into consideration drywall 1/2 inch thick going to here and then nothing here. So I had to do that to make sure that all of them were equally